Hello, dear students. I am Sampada Sawant, Assistant Professor of Philosophy. In this video, we shall do Unit 1 Introduction to Indian Philosophy from your paper, Indian Philosophy, Paper 3. The topic we shall cover is Upanishadic philosophy, the nature of Brahman, Atman, and the world. So let's begin. Before we understand the nature of Brahman, Atman, and the world, let's understand what are Upanishads. Upanishads are also called as Vedanta, Veda, Anta, the end portion of Vedas. Upanishad comes from the words Upa plus Ni plus Sad, meaning to sit near. It means knowledge received by sitting close to Guru, by a disciple. So, in images, also, you may have seen that in the ancient times, students would sit close to the teachers, they would not be sitting far away. So, knowledge, the discussions, the philosophies that they discussed, all the discussions between those gurus and their students are all recorded in these Upanishads. Generally, it is accepted that there are 108 Upanishads. They are Ishapanishad, Kena, Katha, Prashna, Mundaka, Mandukya, Taittiriya, Aitareya, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka, Shvetashvatar, Kaushitaki, and Maitreyi, and many more. Now, let's try to understand what is Atman. Atman is a reality which is all pervasive, pervasive, which is around us everywhere, everywhere, in everything. It has no form, it does not have any particular shape. So, Atman is in each one of us, the Atma that we talk about, the soul that we talk about is in each one of us. But this Atma does not take the shape of your body, it is without any form. Upanishads emphasize on knowing that Atma or that Brahman. Okay, this Atma is also called as Brahman. We have been talking about Jivatma and Paramatma. Upanishads talk about understanding the nature of that Atman and Brahman. The Atma or the self or the soul, these are the different words that we will be using throughout. Atma, soul, self, Brahman. The Atma or the self is a reality or being which is prevalent. Okay, it is all pervasive but without any form. There are two levels of this Atma, Jivatma and Paramatma. Jivatma is the individual soul that lies in each and every living being, humans, plants, animals, even stones, water, etc. Hindu philosophy believes that even non living things, like the things in nature, like rocks, stone, mountains, they too have a soul, even though it is of a lower standard. And then there is Paramatma, which is the supreme self, the ultimate soul, which is called Brahman, which lies outside any living being or non-living being. It lies beyond our grasp. It lies beyond our understanding and yet is around us. So it lies beyond us and yet it is around us. That is what it means by it is pervasive. To understand this, we have to understand a very famous example of Ghatak Akasha. So what is this example basically? It means that imagine there is a pot around you. Okay. This pot occupies some space. There is a space which is inside the pot and there is space outside the pot. Imagine if the pot breaks now. Now that the pot is broken, the space which was inside that pot has merged with the space that was outside the pot. Okay, so that space has become one. There is no different space, the space of the pot and the space outside the pot. All that space has merged into one. What does this mean? Now, if I ask you to tell me how much space did the pot exactly take? The pot is broken. Okay, you have already imagined the pot breaking. Once the pot is broken, will you be able to exactly tell me how much space the pot took? No. It is because now the space which was inside the pot has become a part of the larger space outside the pot. Okay. You won't be able to exactly tell me which is the pot's space and which is the space which is not of the pot. What is this example trying to tell you? Jivatma and Paramatma is exactly like this. Our body is like that pot. The soul inside us is the space inside that pot. And the soul, the energies around us, okay? The energies that are around us, which connects all of us together. That is the space outside the pot. When we die, our bodies die. They merge with the matter, okay? We burn them or people bury them, whatever. The space, the soul that was inside us merges with the soul that is outside us. Will you be exactly able to tell me which was your soul? That is why we talk about transmigration of soul. Your soul passing on to another body. Your soul will not be your soul in the next life. And that is the belief of Hindu philosophy. In the next life, you just have a soul. You don't have your soul or his soul or her soul. You just have a soul. That soul belongs to nobody. That soul belongs to no person. That is what individual self and Paramatma, Jivatma and Paramatma we are talking about. They are one and the same. You won't be able to tell which is your soul and which is her soul. The individual self is not different from Paramatma, and the latter is not different from Brahman. The Jivatma is not different from Paramatma, and the Paramatma is part of the Brahman, which is in fact also the Brahman. Individual souls have emerged from this existence, this universal spirit. So, this Brahman, okay, this larger space, when the pot was made, the pot did not bring its own space into existence. It took the space that was already around it. The pot maker, the potter, did not bring any extra space from the outer world, from the aliens. It took the space that was there already and it made the pot. That is what it's trying to say, that all that we are, whatever we are, whoever we are, the individual people that we are all a part of this Paramatma. The identity of the individual soul with the self or the ultimate reality, that is what we have to understand, that we are identical. We are not same, but we are identical. So it is said, Tattvam Asi, I am you. This you is the Brahman, the Paramatma. That I am the Paramatma, I am the Brahman. Self is represented by Om. A stands for Vaishvanara, U indicates Taijasa, and M stands for Prajna. What do these words mean? We will see in the next slide. Now, there are different stages of this Jiva. Another word again, it means the same thing, Atma, self, soul, Jiva. Okay? There are different stages. Starting from your right, we begin with the stage of Jagruta. In this stage, the Jiva, the self, enjoys the external things of the world. Okay? It is the waking stage. In this stage, the soul is very much awake. It knows what it is seeing, it knows what it is feeling. It is enjoying the desires, it is enjoying the pleasures of the world. It is busy in the material life of this world. You're very much awake. So it is called Jagruta. You are Jagrut. You're awake. In this stage, the Jiva is called Vaishvanara. Vaishva comes from the word Vishwa. So here we are talking about the external world, that is the Vishwa. Okay, so it comes from Vishwa, Vaishvanara. Coming down, the next stage is the stage of Swapna. Here, the Jiva enjoys the subtle internal objects through mind. So here, let's say, right now you are awake, you all are awake listening to this lecture. Let's say there comes a time when you want to go to sleep. You come at the dream level. You come at the dream stage of the Jiva. Here you start dreaming. This dream is not of the things outside always. Sometimes you're enjoying the things of the mind. Sometimes you're fantasizing. You are trying to objectify your pleasures. You're trying to convert your pleasures, your desires into objects. Okay? And all you're doing this not with your eyes, not with your five senses, but you're doing this with your mind. So you're enjoying the mental things. Your the jiva is called Taijasa, that is Tejasa, coming from the word Tejas. Teja means bright. Okay. Here, this jiva is more bright. It is not as contaminated as it is in the Jagruta stage. It is enjoying the internal things, not the external things. Coming to your left, the third stage, the stage of Shushupti. Here, it is called the sleeping stage. In this stage, the jiva is called Pradnya. Okay, it is pure intellect. It is neither enjoying external objects of the world nor the internal objects of the mind. It is clean now. It is pure now. It does not understand the objects. It just understands itself. It is only itself now. It is one uniform conscious. It is that bliss, that ananda you're going to experience. Sometimes when you sleep, not always you get up with a dream. Sometimes what you enjoy is a dreamless sleep. And that dreamless sleep is very pleasant. It's relaxing. That is the stage of Sushupti that Jiva has. And the last stage, the very stage at the top, the stage of Turiya. In this stage, the soul is not even aware that it is anything. See, in the stage of Sushupti, the Jiva knows that it has unpolluted intellect. It is not enjoying external nor enjoying internal. So I'm aware that it is neither this nor that. But in the stage of Turiya, this awareness is also not there. The stage is so one with itself. It is not divided. It is one. It is one stable conscious. It is neither this nor that. I don't understand this or that. So, in a dreamless sleep, in the stage of Sushupti, let's say when you get up from a dreamless sleep, you realize, you know that the sleep was good. Okay. So, there is some kind of realization, there is some kind of awareness that, okay, this was a good sleep. That is why you say, I had a good sleep last night. In the stage of Turiya, you will not even know that whether it was good or bad. You just know that, okay, that there was nothing. This feeling of nothingness, this awareness of nothingness, that nothing, I don't know anything. That is the stage of Turiya, and that is the stage that Vedas and Upanishads ask us to reach. This complete removal of awareness, this complete removal of realizations, that has to be removed. Because it is only when you remove them, you will understand the nature of Jiva. Then, in the same idea of nature, Atman, we will also study the concept of PANCAKOSHA. What is this Pancha? Pancha is five. Kosha means layers. This PANCAKOSHA is a theory of the different layers of human personality. So Upanishads say that there are five layers: Annamaya Kosh, Pranamaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh, Vijnanamaya Kosh, and Anandamaya Kosh. In the Annamaya Kosh, it is called the food sheath, the layer of the food. Okay, Anna means matter. Okay, Annam also means food. It is a visible, dependent, and impure stage. It is made up with food. It is made up with what you eat, what you drink. It is a material level. It is a material layer of your personality. It is not the Atman, but okay. So as we have been discussing, your body is not your Atman. So it is Anatma. Something that is not Atma is Anatma. So the first layer is made up of food, Annamaya Kosha. The second is the Pranamaya Kosha. Try to understand there is a word prana. We all have heard this word prana before. Okay, prana means vital air, vital breath. Prana is something that makes you live. It is because of prana that you take actions, you do actions in the world. And because you have prana, you consume food. Because in order to live, you need to consume certain things, you need to eat, right? In order to live. So, because of Pranamaya Kosh, Annamaya Kosh exists. If there was no prana in us, if there was no life in us, if there was no vitality in us, would we be living? No. So, Pranamaya gives rise to Annamaya Kosh. The third is the Manomaya Kosh. Mana. Mana is neither the brain nor the heart. Then what is Mana? Mana is somewhere between your mind and heart. It is not just about emotions. Mana is not just concerned with emotions, but nor it is also only concerned with decisions that the brain makes. So it is somewhere between your brain and your heart. It is your man. Okay. Mana is because of certain emotions. Mana has emotions, mana has attachments to the world. Okay. It is because of mana that the sense of I comes, that I am something. This mana is the seat of that ego, but it is not ego. The proper ego is the Vijnanamaya Kosh, the next Kosh. Okay. The Vijnanamaya Kosh is the intellect that makes you take decisions. So let's say it is closer to the brain. In scientific terms, Vijnanamaya is somewhere closer to the brain that takes decision, that knows the difference between good and bad. Okay. So this Vijnanamaya is kind of ego. Manomaya is not ego. Okay. Manomaya only gives the sense of I, that I am something. But I am this and this. That is because of Vijnanamaya. Manomaya will tell you that I exist. Okay, I am there. But Vijnanamaya will tell you that I am rich, I am poor, I am bad, I am excellent, I am brilliant. That comes because of intellect. And that is the Vijnanamaya Kosh. So it is closest to the ego. And the last is the Anandamaya Kosh, the layer of pure happiness. Okay. Ananda means bliss. This is the bliss of the Atman. This bliss means happiness, pure happiness. This is not happiness which you get when you eat your favorite dish in the hotel. This is the bliss that you experience when you don't even have anything and you don't need anything. When you have this kind of bliss, this is a pure happiness. It's pure uncontaminated happiness. It is not because of something. Bliss happens just without reason. Okay. And happiness happens because of certain reasons. So when you get good grades, when you get good marks, or when people compliment you, that happiness is different. And this happiness, this ananda, this bliss is different. This bliss happens without any reason. Okay. This bliss is experienced when we fall into deep sleep. Remember, we spoke about deep sleep in the previous previous slide here, in the stage of Turiya. Stage of Sushupti was dreamless sleep, and stage of Turiya could be deep sleep, the extreme deep sleep. When once you get up, there is no realization of the fact that I was sleeping. You just, there is pure happiness, there is pure bliss. That is Anandamaya Kosh. Now your Atma lies below all these kosha, below all these layers. So, in order to reach your Atma, in order to understand your Atma, you have to give up on Annamaya Kosh, you have to give up on your Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya Kosh. You have to even forget the fact that I want happiness. Because the moment you say that I want to experience bliss, that very moment you return back to normal. So, all these five layers are Anatma. And what you have to reach? You have to reach the Atma. Okay, in order to reach the Atma, you have to eliminate these five layers of human personality because they are anatma. The next concept is Brahman. What or who is Brahman? Brahman is nothing but Atma. Like I said in the previous slides, these are different words that are used for Atma. Atma, Jiva, soul, self, or Brahman. So it's basically identity. Here, the identity is between Jivatma and Paramatma. Paramatma is the Brahman. Jivatma is the individual soul that is in you and me. Okay. The concept of Brahman comes from Rig Veda. Brahman is understood as the cause and the source of all the world. Okay. So, the world was not existing before Brahman. Brahman came and he created the world from himself. He did not create the world from some already existing matter. So let's say a builder builds a building using cement and bricks. So he is using something else to build something. But Brahman, he himself is that cement, he himself is that brick with which he built the universe. So he is the cause and the source of all the world. Okay? The essence of the universe and the ultimate reality. Okay. Brahman is nothing but the essence, the basic nature, the actual nature. How is the universe? The universe is Atman. See, that is why things are always in motion. Had there been no Atman, had there been no prana in the universe, do you think the universe would be working? No. Why do the trees grow without us watering them in the forest? The fact of natural light, the fact of them getting water, all this follows a pattern. So there is a Rita. This Rita is nothing but Brahman. And so Brahman is the very nature of this universe. It is the ultimate reality. It is transcendent as well as immanent. Okay, transcendent is it is beyond everything and yet it is a part of everything. Immanent means it is a part of everything, it is within everything. And transcendent means it is beyond. So it is beyond and at the same time it is within everything. It is the truth, consciousness, and infinite bliss. Sat Chit Anand. Okay, it is the ultimate truth. It is the ultimate consciousness and it is the infinite bliss. In Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Brahman is compared to the wheel in which everything rests and lives. Brahman, he does not do any action, he is a pure seer. Seer means kind of sage, but not sages that we see around us, not the saints that we see around us. He's a pure seer, okay? He's a witness of everything. He's just standing there and looking how the world is existing, how the world is functioning. He's not interfering. So, in the third last point, I said it is transcendent as well as immanent. It is beyond everything and at the same time it is within everything. Even if it is within everything, it is not interfering in our works. It is just witnessing. He is just a pure witness and he is the ultimate source of everything. So in Katha Upanishad, Brahman is described as so it is that ancient tree. So Brahman is that ancient tree whose roots grow upward and whose branches go downwards. That is the bright, Brahman, the immortal. All worlds are contained in it and no one goes beyond it. Lastly, we come to the nature of the world. Okay. One of the more important problems of philosophy is how the world came into existence. So we all, throughout the entire course of philosophy, all we study is how the world came into existence. And all the disciplines study the same question. What is the root cause of the world? In what the world is going to be merged? So there are different theories again. According to Upanishads, it is from this ultimate reality. Who is this ultimate reality? It is the Brahman, it is the Paramatma. From the ultimate reality, all the things have emerged. Before creation, nothing was existing. Like I said, it was from the time Brahman was already existing. We cannot put a time, okay, so Brahman existed from 18 BC, 1800 BC. We cannot put that time. Okay. He is timeless. Brahman is timeless. Before creation, so before this world was created, nothing was existing. So he did not create the world from something external to him. So when I say nothing was existing, it does not mean even Brahman was not existing. Brahman was always existing. He was always there. Only the world came later. Okay. So how did he create the world if nothing was existing? He created the world from himself. He created the nature of the world is nothing but Brahman. It is the material as well as the efficient cause. Material, like I said, since he makes the world from himself, he is the matter. An efficient cause means he is the maker of that world. So he's not just the matter of the world, but he's also the maker of that world. He's pure existence, the pure truth. Okay. So this one Brahman divided himself, his own self, into the different parts of the world. So whatever we see around us is nothing but Brahman. Okay, Brahman has extended himself. Brahman has divided himself into many. He has manifested. So divided himself into many. To explain how from imperishable being, imperishable is non-dying. How to explain how from imperishable being the universe comes out of the following. Different analogies are used in the Mundaka Upanishad. So this is one of the Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad. Mundaka Upanishad has given certain analogies, certain explanations to understand how the world came. First is the spider web. So if you observe a spider when it is making its web, it does not take material from outside itself. It builds the web from within the material that flows from itself. So Brahman is that spider. And the world is that web the spider has created. Earth, herbs, and plants. So, the herbs and plants that grow around us. Earth, that is soil, does not take something extra from outside. Those herbs and plants which naturally grow are a part of that earth. Hair grown on a head and on body. Okay. Hair, the head does not take, or the body does not take anything external from itself. They are a part of that head. They are a part of that body. Okay, hair are part of that head. The world was in Brahman, in the unmanifested form. Unmanifested is it has not yet come out. Okay, so it is in a closed form. It is not manifested, not expressed yet. So the world was already locked in Brahman. He unlocked it from himself. So therefore, there is a oneness between the Brahman and the world. The world of plurality. Plurality means different things, right? Plural things, many things. The world of many things can be reduced to the everlasting one Brahman. So, when you look around yourself, you see many things. But these many things are nothing but that one Brahman. That is what this sentence means. The world of plurality can be reduced into the everlasting one Brahman. Thank you.